All right, all right. Let's kick it back off on our weekly industry update. Thank you guys again for being here. So like I was saying, I'm conditioning my body to get up early. So being out in Ontario is probably a blessing in disguise because now it's causing me to wake up early, get here in the office really early. And I'm waking up at 5 a.m., which is really early for me. Maybe some of you guys, does anybody wake up at 5 o'clock or earlier?
I do.
You do, Marlena? What
Sometimes
time
I
do you
do.
wake up?
It's for our business, our kettle corn business. But yeah, we get up at 4:30.
Wow. Wow. I'm so impressed. And Monzer,
I
you
mean,
said you sometimes get up early too?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but like I have great clarity in the morning. Um, like my brain functions better, right? It just feels like I'm really in sync once I wake up, once I get past the groggy phase, right? Once I actually have a actually not even have to have a cup of coffee, really. I start to get energy. So I'm liking it. And this is just the first day. And I was just telling my husband, I was like, we got to start working out. Um, and just taking it full advantage of this energy and taking full advantage of just being able to have get more done in a day, right? Get more done in your day. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to bring you guys this weekly industry update. So let's dive right in. Of course, you guys be TCPA compliant. Make sure that you are following the rules. We do not want anybody to get their hands slapped over calling folks that we should not be calling. And with that said, let's hop right in to our Los Angeles County sales trend. So for sale properties has gone up 5.7% over last month. So that's property that are actually active on the market have gone up over last month, 5.7%, and gone up 44.7% overall. So in LA County, you guys, at this time in the year, as compared to last year, we have increased inventory 44.7% in LA County, which is huge. We had such a shortage last year. And so this is really, it's encouraging that we're getting more inventory. All righty. Sold properties went down 8.3% over last month, 2.7% up over last year, same time frame in September. And we are up 1.8% overall. So sold properties has gone up 1.8% in LA County. Penders are down 5.8% over last month, up 12.3% over last year, same time frame in September, and up 3.2% overall. So that's great. Three of our three major sales trends are moving in the right direction as compared to last year, which is what we expect to see, right? Or what we want to see, not necessarily what we expect to see, but what we want to see. So that is excellent. Let's look at new listing inventory. So new listing inventory, although it went down 5.5% over last month, it's actually up 17% over last year. So we have gained 17% more new listing inventory over last year, which is wonderful. Again, we need all the inventory that we can get because as you will see, we are still in a seller's market, right? So we are trying to get to that normal market, which is about 4 months of inventory. And we currently are sitting, I believe in LA County in the 3 months of inventory stage, but we'll see that after this. So average active price has gone down 2.7% over last month, gone down 10.2% overall. That's average active price. So sellers are asking 10.2% less than they did last year. That's pretty significant. However, we've got to look at what they're receiving. So far, they're receiving 4.3% higher than they were last month and 2.8% higher than they were last year, same time frame in September. And overall, look at that. Sellers are receiving 4.4% higher than they were last year. So they can add, they're asking less than they were last year, but they're receiving more. Okay. And they're in that normal range of appreciation. So buyers in LA County who are currently buying are only paying 4.4% higher than they did last year. Okay, which is great. That's normal. It's not excessive, right? So buyers in LA County are doing very well. Now, here's what we're talking about. We're talking about that normal versus seller's market versus buyer's market, right? Months of inventory. Currently, we are at 3.3 months of inventory, which is a 17.8% increase over last month. We were at 2.8 months of inventory last month. Currently, we're at 3.3 months of inventory. So we're really, going up in terms of months of inventory, right? Overall, we have a 44.8% increase over last year. We were at 2.2 months of inventory last year. We're at 3.2 months of inventory currently. So that's great. We are inching forward to that normal market in LA County at 3.2 months of inventory. 4 months of inventory is the entry level to a normal market. Okay. And then about 4 to 7 months, 4 to 6 months is like your normal market. 7 months gets into a seller's market, which means we have more than enough inventory to meet buyer demand, right? And that buyers more than likely are going to start picking and having choices instead of being in multiple offer situations all the time, right? They're going to be like, oh, this property's been on market 30 days. Sellers may start to offer more concessions. That is what happens when you go into that normal market. However, what's been keeping us from that is just the lack of inventory, right? We do not have the inventory. So, okay. So let's look at days on market. Days on market, we're at 28 days on market last month. We're at 31 days on market currently, a 10.7% increase, and then a 9.1% increase overall. We're at 33 days on market last year. We're at 30 days on market currently. So the market in LA County, though, is still moving pretty quickly. Okay, and don't let that number, that 30 number, fool you. You definitely want to get your clients out there sooner than later, right? And then sold versus original list price. So last month, sellers were getting 98% of their list price. Currently in September, they're getting 96% of their list price. Last year in September, sellers were getting 98% of their list price. Again, this same difference, 96%, currently getting 96%, a 2% decrease. However, overall, it's a 1% increase because sellers were getting 97% of their list price last year at this time in the year, and currently they're getting 98% of their list price, right? So sellers are receiving 98% of their list price, which is very close to 100%. They are getting about 4% more in terms of their selling price, right, than they did last year. So sellers have a positive story, right? Their outlook is good for the sellers in LA County, okay? Any questions on LA County before we go forward? We're all good? All right, let's look at Orange County. Orange County for sale properties has gone up 6.5% over last year. I'm sorry, over last month, has gone up 59.2% over last year. That is substantial, right? So for sale right, Marlena? For sale properties has gone up 59.2%. That really says to me, we have almost 60% more inventory than we did last year, you guys. That's huge. Now, I will say this, Orange County had the least amount of inventory out of all the counties, right? Last year, it was scarce. I mean, they were literally looking at like 1 month of inventory. It was crazy. 1 to 2 months of inventory, or lower. 1 to 2, and I'm talking lower, So it was crazy, the amount of inventory that was out there. So it needed it. Now, I said all that to say it needed it. It needed the inventory. All righty. Sold properties has gone down 8.7% over last month, 3.6% down over last year, same time frame in September. However, a 3.3% increase overall. So sold properties has gone up. Properties that have actually closed escrow, 3.3% in Orange County overall year to date. Okay, as compared to last year. Pending properties that have actually gone into escrow is 2.5% down over last month, 7.1% increase over last year, same time frame in September, and a 3.1% increase overall. Okay, so that is good. 3 of our 3 major sales trends has gone up over last year. I'm loving it because that's what we want to see, right? We want to see us moving in the right direction. We want to see our properties that are on the market go up because we just don't have the inventory. We want to see sold properties actually go up because those are closings over last year. We want to see those go up. And pendants, we want to see go up over last year because pendants turn into solds, right? So that's that relationship. And we want to make sure that if we see strong pendant activity, then we know that we're going to have good sold activity, or that there's a good chance that we're going to have a lot of sales, right? A lot of closings. All right, let's look at the new listing inventory has gone down 20% over last month, down 3.8% over last year, same time frame in September. However, we are still holding strong. We're up 14.8% overall. So we've had new listings as compared to last year. We've had 14% more new listings come on the market than were last year, and that's great. All right, average active price has gone down 5.5% over last year. I'm sorry, over last month. 6.1% decrease overall though. So the average active price in LA County, sellers in LA County are asking 6.1% lower than they did last year, which is interesting because if you guys have followed me since last year, Orange County has notoriously, historically been up, right? Especially, you know, these past couple of years, they've been asking 20%, 30% higher. And now they're asking 6.1% lower. And which is great in terms of just, you know, looking at their sellers being in a more reasonable mindset, clearly, right? However, they are receiving higher. So let's look at that. They're receiving 5.3% higher than they did last month, 8.7%, 8.7% higher than they did last year, same time frame in September, and 10.9% higher than they did overall as compared to last year. So although they're asking 6.1% lower than they did last year, they're receiving 10.1% higher than they did last year, okay, or 10.9%. So just keep in mind that although they're definitely more reasonable in the ask, they are receiving higher prices, okay? So sellers right now in Orange County are still very happy because they are receiving good appreciation over last year, right? Their numbers are still going up. And that's where we got to be hyper local, because some areas I'm sure aren't receiving that kind of appreciation and some areas are, clearly, okay? Months of inventory, and this is why they are, because they are still, look at that, 2.4 months of inventory currently, which is a 20% increase over last month. Okay, we were at 2 months of inventory last month. We're at 2.4 months of inventory currently. As compared to last year, a 50% increase, you guys. We were at 1.4 months of inventory last year, currently at 2.1 months of inventory. So Orange County inventory rates are going up, which is great. And we want to see it continue to increase, right? Because we just have a scarcity of inventory in Orange County. All right, average days on market has increased 4% over last year. I'm sorry, over last month. We were at 25 days on market. We're at 26 days on market currently. A 20% decrease overall because we were at 30 days on market last year. And currently we're at 24 days on market. So those houses in Orange County are flying off the market like hotcakes, you guys. Definitely, if you've got a buyer in Orange County, you want to prep them that in Orange County, you've got to move with a sense of urgency, okay? Because those properties are going to go off market pretty quickly and there's going to be competition, okay? All right, so sold versus original list price, no change. Over last month, sellers are getting 97% of their list price. As compared to last year, sellers are getting 1% higher than they did last year. They were getting 97% of their list price last year. Currently, they're at 98% of their list price. And again, we are the ones that have a lot of influence into that number. Yes, some sellers want what they want. However, most sellers are reasonable. They will listen to you. So you provide them with the comparables and show them why their property is worth X. Most of them will listen to you, right? So we just have to be experts at pricing that property. All right. Any questions on the OC? We're good. All right, let's move right along. Riverside County, here we come. All right, Riverside County has increased for sale properties, has increased 10.7% over last month and 45% over last year overall. That is huge. Again, we're seeing major increases on for sale properties, which is great because again, we needed more inventory. We needed more for sale properties on the market. I'm sure we're going to see, hopefully we'll see that new listing inventory is still holding strong in the green as well. And that'll be the next slide. But definitely we're seeing that we have more inventory on the market this year than as compared to last year. Sold properties has decreased 11.6% as compared to last month, 0.8% higher as compared to last year, same time frame in September, and 0.5% higher as compared to last year overall. So we still are seeing that our closings are still higher, even if it's 0.5% higher than they were last year. Pendants are down 0.5% over last month, 13.5% higher than they were last year, same time frame in September, and 1.4% higher overall. So that's a good sign that pendants are 1.4% higher. So again, in Riverside County, 3 of our 3 major sales trends are still moving in the right direction, which is great. New listing inventory is, I like to see that, 15% still holding strong as compared to last year. So it is 11.4% down as compared to last month, and 0.8% higher as compared to last September, same time frame in September, and 15% higher overall as compared to last year. So new listing inventory has gone up, okay, which is great. We need to see that because again, all of our counties were suffering from a lack of inventory. So all of our counties needed inventory, even Riverside and San Bernardino counties. I know it's you know, something that we normally don't say, or normally they have inventory. However, they were suffering as well. All right, average active price has gone down 1.4% over last month. And then actually, look at that. That's weird. 1.4% overall. So average active price has gone down 1.4% over last year as compared to last year. Okay. So sellers are asking 1.4% less than they did last year. However, like we see in all the other counties, they are receiving more than they're asking for. There are more than they did last year. They're receiving 5.6% higher than they did last year in Riverside County. So sellers are still very happy in Riverside County. Now, this month, they're receiving 3% less than they did the previous month, okay? However, again, overall, sellers are getting 5.6% higher than they did last year. All right, months of inventory. Riverside County is climbing, currently 31.6% higher than it was last month. We were at 2.8 months of inventory last month. Currently, we're at 3.7 months of inventory, which is awesome. And then overall, a 47.2% increase. We were at 2.1 months of inventory last year. Currently, we're at 3.1 months of inventory. So that's great, right? We're looking to get closer to that 4 months of inventory. We want to break that barrier, which will tell us that we are definitely more in a normal market. All right. Let's look at average days on market. Average days on market is down 2.5% over last month. We were at 40 days on market last month. We're at 39 days on market currently. And then overall, it's an 8.9% decrease. Last year, we are 45 days on market. Currently, we are at 41 days on market, okay? Sold versus original list price is down 1%. So sellers were asking 97% of their list price last month. They were getting sellers were receiving 97% of their list price last month. They're receiving 96% of their list price currently. And then overall, no change. Look at that. Sellers were getting 97 last year at this time frame in the year, and currently they're getting 97%. So again, Riverside County, no change in sold versus original list price, which is, again, 97% is not bad at all. That is very close to 100. So our sellers are happy. We just have to be watching that number and be hyper local in your specific area to see what that trend is, right? And also, again, we have the influence on that number. So we can actually help our sellers to get 100% of their list price or 101% of their list price, right? All right, let's go to our last county of the day, San Bernardino County. San Bernardino County is for sale properties has gone up 2.7% over last month, up 33.8% overall. So again, inventory has definitely gone up in San Bernardino County to the tune of 33.8%, which is great. However, the other metrics, as you see, overall have gone down. So let's take a look at that. Sold properties has gone down 5.8% over last month, 1.8% increase over last year, same time frame in September. However, a 1.5% decrease overall, right? So sold properties in San Bernardino County has definitely taken a hit to the tune of 1.5% as compared to last year. Pendants have gone down 13.2% over last month, 3.6% down over last year, same time frame in September, and a 0.7% decrease overall. Now, remember, we are believing that fall, and you guys, what was it? Yesterday was our first day of fall. So we are believing that fall is going to boost, is going to be a big sales quarter, or, you know, a few sales, a big sales time frame. And the reason why we're believing that is because of the interest rates going down, because the Fed cut harder than even what thought that they would do, right? What was estimated that they would do. We thought that it would be a 25-point decrease. They actually decreased, they cut the rates by 50 points. And we're hoping that that's going to translate into a lower interest rate, a lower mortgage rate, right? So keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that that will be the case. Some are saying that, yes, it's going to happen, and others saying that the recent decreases we've had in rates actually built in the Fed cutting the rates already, okay? So we'll see what's going on. Last week we did see, or the week before last, we did see interest rates go down, but that was right before the Fed cut the rate. So we'll see what happens. Most lenders are saying it takes a couple of weeks for the any reduction from the Fed to actually translate into a mortgage reduction. So we'll wait and take a look at it. And I'm sure buyers are waiting right now for that. And what else are they waiting for? What else is everybody waiting for? Or waiting to see what happens? What do you guys think? Come on, you guys know.
The election.
Thank you, Oscar. The election, right? Everybody's waiting to see what will happen with the election, as if that's going to make some major impact on the housing market and their ability to buy or sell, right? We make decisions about buying and selling based on what, you guys? What do buyers make decisions? Say again, Marlena.
Current events, whatever's going on now, that's going to really influence our decision making and what happens with the market.
So they make it based on current events, based on what's happening in the market, and what else? What's the biggest one?
Should we say politics or no?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Politics doesn't. That's kind of current events. I put that in the same bucket as current events. But what else do they make their decisions based on? You guys know this.
Their needs,
their needs. And who else said something?
Life events?
Life events. Absolutely. They base it on their lives, their needs, what they're doing, right? You have another child, you're in a 2-bedroom or you're in a 1-bedroom. I need a house. I want my house. I want my kid to be raised with a backyard, right? So I've got grandkids now. I want to move from this area and I want to move to be closer with my grandkids, right? I've got a job change. We've got a divorce, you know, all those things, their lives, what's going on in their lives. So it really has nothing to do, although people do sit back and watch to see what's going to happen. And really what it is just unsettling. like not knowing who your next president or being this close to a presidential change, right? It's just unsettling for buyers and sellers. So they just want to be settled. They want to know what's good, you know, who's going to be in that role. But that person in that role is not going to change what they need to do. Okay. So it's really about their lives. So what we need to be focused on is looking at life-changing events for our buyers and sellers, or for your prospects, or for your sphere. Look in your sphere and look at who's got a job, you know, that's going to be moving. Who's got a job that they got a promotion on. That means more income, right? Who's got a baby? Who's got grandkids? Who's got all those things go into those decisions, and we need to be up on those things so that we can be right there if they need to make a move, right? Sorry, got on my soapbox. All right, so back to San Bernardino County. San Bernardino County new listing inventory has gone down 23.1% over last month, 8.1% down over last year, same time frame in September, and a 12.7% increase overall. So you can see in both categories, we are doing well in terms of inventory increasing in San Bernardino County, which is great. We need the inventory, and you guys will see why. Average active price has gone down 2% over last month, down 0.6% over last year, same time frame in September, and down 0.6% overall. So sellers are asking 0.6% lower than they did last year, and just like everybody else, they're receiving 4.6% higher than they did last year. So out of the 4 counties, the only one in double-digit appreciation is Orange County, right? And they have the least amount of inventory, right? Orange County. So they're more, buyers are more aggressive with making those offers and their sales price than in any other county. And they're seeing that double-digit appreciation over last year. Okay. However, in all the other counties where there's a little bit more inventory, a little bit more equity among, you know, buyers and sellers, they are receiving higher prices, but only to the tune of 4.6%, between 4 and 5%, which is great, right? All right. Let's look at absorption rates. So I believe San Bernardino County leads all the other counties in terms of the months of inventory, right? We are at a 14.5% increase over last month. We were sitting at 3.4%. 3.4 months of inventory last month. We're at 3.9 months of inventory currently. And then overall, a 36.5% increase. We are at 2.7 months of inventory last year. Currently, we are at 3.7 months of inventory. So definitely San Bernardino County is closer to that normal market than any other county out there, which is great, or any other county that we are monitoring, which is great. Okay. All right, average days on market, 2.9% increase. We were at 35 days on market last month. We're at 36 days on market currently, and a 9.5% decrease because we were at 42 days on market last year, and currently we're at 38 days on market. Okay. So again, properties are still not staying on the market very long. All right. Sold versus original list price, no change over last month, where sellers were receiving 98% of their list price last month. They're getting 98% of their list price currently. No change over last year, same time frame in September. And a small decrease, 2% decrease over last year. So sellers were getting 98% of their list price last year. Currently, they're receiving 96% of their list price. Okay. That is it for our weekly update as far as the numbers. All right. So let's talk about trainings for this month, or for this week. We have, of course, the weekly market update currently in the morning, and we have group coaching this afternoon at 12 o'clock. I'd love to hear all of the buyer objections that you're receiving. And then I would also love to show you guys how to set up your buyers with their property updates. Because what I'm hearing is that a lot of my newer agents, at least, don't know how to do that and or don't understand that properties are bait. And I don't mean to say it like that, but that's what people are interested in, right? They're interested in going to see properties. They're interested in seeing properties that match their criteria and that they're interested in. That's what they want. And that's what we need to be giving them. And we want them to receive it from us. We don't want them to get it from Zillow or Realtor.com, even though we know that those are the most popular places that they go. However, if we can influence them and have them going to our portal and receiving it from our portal, then that's where we want them to go. But we've got to be sending it to them. And there's a couple ways you can do that, through command and through your MLS. All righty. All right. And then tomorrow morning, we've got Conversations in Real Play with Diana. We've got our team meeting tomorrow, you guys, 3 p.m. You want to be there. We've got some great announcements. We want everybody to be there. We've got Ed. We've got Eileen at 6:30 with our tech workshop. Now, Eileen is now doing one-on-ones. So if anybody wants to do a one-on-one with Eileen, you can have her to yourself. So that would be a good time for you to have some one-on-one time with Eileen. All righty. I may have to snag one of those slots tomorrow. I need it. Trust me, because I'm getting my command together because it's a powerful tool. And I don't think we use it to the extent that we should for the automation, for the smart plans. We really aren't leveraging it the way that we should. And then we wonder why, we're not able to follow up and be as efficient as we could be. We've got this really amazing tool that we're not really utilizing to its full strength. So like I mentioned, group coaching today, our team meeting tomorrow at 3. You guys want to be there. You've got your tech workshop with Eileen. You've got Wednesday and Thursday. If I'm not mistaken, I think Ed won't be there on Wednesday. He's there on Thursday. He will be doing his Zoom on Thursday, not on Wednesday, because he's in Huntington Beach. Now, if you want to go to Huntington Beach for their Q&A, you are welcome to go. They're our sister office, and you are welcome to go. And then I know Diana will be doing the tech workshop because Martha is actually on vacation. So Diana will be doing the tech workshop. It is not the new agent setup. That's just our little template, but she's going to be talking about other topics. And then on Thursday, you guys, we have a wonderful lunch and learn at the Downey Association of Realtors. I want everybody to be there. She is going to be talking about, and I don't know why that is there, but she's going to be talking about hiring, training, and leveraging a virtual assistant to take your business to the next level. And that is going to be on Thursday at 11 o'clock at the Downey Association of Realtors. And then on Thursday at 5, we have Dial for Dollars with Victor. Victor is teaching scripts. He's teaching follow-up. If you guys know, Victor's on fire. Like, he is closing deals left and right. And I mean multiple deals a month. He was honored at the Downey Association of Realtors last quarter. More than likely, he's going to get honored again. He closed 6 deals in that quarter. And so he has been on fire. So you guys definitely, you're learning from someone who is an expert, and Victor's been doing this for a very long time. All right. Any questions about trainings? We good? All right. So let's start with just some numbers. We did have a sluggish August, so that caps off a disappointing summer. Summer sales were down as compared to last year. So although prices keep climbing, they're saying 4.2% year-over-year price increase. Inventory inventory continues to build. People are not out there actually buying. And we all know what's going on, right? The interest rates have kept buyers from buying, and the fact that there's speculation that we were going to get a cut in the rates by the Fed had buyers really looking to see if they wanted to jump in or wait for those interest rates to go down. Now that it's happened, and we are told by our economists, like, you know, Lawrence Yun, he even said it in one of his recent talks. And Lawrence Yun is the National Association of Realtors chief economist. He said that he believes that the Fed is going to cut rates multiple times this year. And so that will potentially translate for us into lower interest rates. Okay. So
Brandy,
yes.
do you think it might have to do also with the change with the NRA rules and how we're in interviewing for buyers now?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. Buyers aren't, so first of all, people knowing about it isn't as massive. They kind of hearing about it, but it's not like they really know, right? And I just don't think we're not seeing buyers say that they are unsure about what to do about their agent, right? They're saying affordability, and actually I think I have a slide on this, affordability and interest rates and uncertainty in the market, like uncertainty in the overall market, and I should say overall economy, right, is what buyers are looking at. And with house prices going up and interest rates going up, it's like, or being higher, it's like, you know, buyers are sitting back saying, let's see if these interest rates go down. Let's see if in the election year, because it has been shown that in an election year, interest rates go down. So they're just sitting back to see what's going to happen. That's what we're seeing.
That's right.
All right. And we're, again, remember, all the economists are saying that our summer is going to happen in fall. So right now, because of the interest rates cuts, we need to be out there and we need to be talking with folks. And remember this, be of value to people that you already may have sold property to. If you know somebody that you sold property to in 2023 that has a higher interest rate, right? Then make sure that you let them know that interest rates are lower so that you can help them to refi. Those people are going to be singing your praises. Or if you have friends or family member that have a higher interest rate, let them know, hey, do you want me to have my lender look at if we're able to get you a better interest rate and possibly reduce your mortgage, right? Those people be singing your praises if you're able to help them. All right, home buyers share their biggest deal breakers. I thought this was really interesting. So home buyers, their biggest deal breakers, homes layout and natural light are important, right? But a new survey reveals what people refuse to give up and how many of them stick to their budget. So this new report, and I'm gonna post this on the hub, and this right here, if you guys wanna highlight it, apartmenttherapy.com, housing market. This is the actual article. Okay. So being on a busy street, right? That's a deal breaker. Being on a busy street is a deal breaker. Needs a lot of updates. That's a deal breaker. No garage or no parking space. That's a deal breaker. Okay. Those are three of the major deal breakers for buyers: is the busy streets, needs a lot of updates, and no parking. Okay. Things like outdoor space or laundry. Now, I don't know about you guys, but laundry was one of my deal breakers. Like, please do not show me a house that does not have laundry hookups, right? So as a woman, that's probably something that most of us can amen to. But those are the biggest ones for the buyers. So I want you guys to take a look at that housing market update. But the reality is I brought this up because you got to know your buyers' deal breakers. It is going to be totally frustrating for you to show a buyer a home and they've told you that they don't want to see a home, that has no parking, and then you show them a house that has no parking. Now, what we typically do as realtors, I'm gonna tell you, what we typically do as realtors is we show buyers properties that are in their budget, even if they are looking at properties outside of their budget, right? So we're like, oh, but those don't match their budget, so we just showed them these. But the reality is that they didn't ask you to show them those. And they told you that those weren't in their criteria. So you need to have a conversation with them so that they understand that this is all that's in your budget. Would you like to see it? And if they say no, then okay. How do we want to change the criteria, or can we change the budget? Right?
Right.
Does somebody have a question? No, we're good? Okay. So NAR tells buyers they can and should negotiate with agents. So that I, again, thought this was interesting. NAR, National Association of Realtors, is out there telling the buyers that they can and should negotiate with agents, that they can negotiate with their buyer's agent and they can negotiate with the listing agent, okay? Commissions have always been negotiable. Now, remember, the National Association of Realtors, and this is why, Oscar, I don't think for Californians this is as big of a deal, because in California, some of us have always been using buyer broker agreements, and commission has always been negotiable across the board. Okay, all of our contracts have always said that. So in California, this is not new. Whereas in Missouri, where this all started, and in the other states where all of this has taken place, right? Yes, it is new to them because it wasn't explicit in their contracts. For us, it's always been explicit that commissions are negotiable. Okay. And so NAR is just spreading the news to buyers and sellers. So yes, we are going to get more questions from our buyers and sellers about negotiating commissions, right? And this is where understanding our value and being able to articulate our value, guys, is so important. Because if you're not able to stand by your value and articulate your value, then they're going to dictate what you get paid instead of you dictating. Okay, so we really do have to get in front of these conversations and really understand our value, and really understand how to demonstrate it and how to get that across to the buyer and the seller. Okay. I just had a recent situation where my buyer, and I'm excited because we're opening escrow today. My buyer, Lisa and Adrian, I've been with them for years, right? And so we're looking at properties, and let me back up. We were doing the BRBC, and she goes, well, Brandy, I've got money set aside for your commission because I heard that now we're responsible for paying your commission. Now, Oscar, to your point, another buyer might have been like, oh, I can't afford my buyer's agent commission, so maybe I'm not ready to buy yet, right? However, in this case, they had money set aside, and so she was like, I'm ready to pay your commission. And I told her, I said, you know what? I so appreciate you, and yet I'm going to negotiate with the listing agent to get my commission, my compensation paid for. And if I'm unable to do that, then definitely that is something that I'm going to ask that you pay. I said, however, 9 times out of 10, I'm able to negotiate my compensation being paid by the seller, and then you can use that money towards your down payment or the updates to the house, whatever you need to do, right? And we were able to negotiate it. I went after 2.5%, and we settled on 2%. Okay. So that's what's happening. So, and that goes to show you guys, most sellers are still willing to pay buyer agent compensation. Okay. I've had a couple of deals going into escrow since that time frame, since the NAR settlement, and I've been able to negotiate compensation in both cases. So I'm not really seeing that sellers aren't willing to negotiate. They are still willing to negotiate because they want to get their property sold, right? All right. Construction activity on the rebound. This is just really uplifting for us because we are seeing that construction is starting to rebound. We need more houses being built because we still have a major shortfall in inventory, right? We are not in a seller's market. We're not in a normal market yet. So until we're in a normal market, we're in a shortfall. So we need for construction, we need for new development to come on the market and continue to be built so that that can help us to catch up. All righty. So so with this article just really talks about that we're down 6.5 annually, although we are seeing an increase now in housing starts. They were up 3.9% year over year and 9.6% compared to July. Okay. So we are seeing that construction activity is on the rise, and we want to continue to see it. Rise because we need the inventory. More than likely, a lot of this construction that you're seeing is out in the Riverside County, out in San Bernardino County. It's all across, but it definitely is a good sign that construction activity is starting to pick up. Okay. Anybody got any questions? No, you're good. Where's my cursor? Can't even see it. All right. Well, then I wish you guys a fabulous week. Have an amazing week. Be productive. I hope to see you guys tomorrow at our team meeting, and then Thursday at our at the DAOR for our talk with Lacey Piccolo. Now, Lacey is the COO for the Fred Said Group, you guys, and they close over 250 deals a year. So it's somebody that even if you're not ready for that level of production, you definitely want to listen in so that you can pick those jewels, those things that, you know, really resonate with you, and to be able to help yourself take you to the next level. Maybe you're not ready for that just yet, a VA just yet. However, you may be closer than you think, right? How about a shared VA? How about 3 of us getting together and sharing a VA, which is an option? So just throwing that out there. So you guys have an amazing week, and thank you guys so much for being here and for attending. Appreciate you guys. See you soon.
Thank you,
Hey,
Brandy.
Brandy, I had a question.
Thank you, Brandy.
I'm encouraged.
Good. I love it. Be encouraged. This is good time, Eliodora. Monzer, did you have a question, honey?
Yeah. Is today's group coaching at 12 on Zoom or in person?
Both.
Oh, okay then.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that.
All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Ahorita tienen guardar tantos datos.